So if you remember, we are following a well-ordered account written by an investigator called Dr. Luke. And he uses the phrase, it's a well-ordered account. He has taken a lot of time both to investigate the first-hand evidence and then record it in a way that we can track and follow and learn most from. And one of the ways he does that is to show us where his two halves of his account are. Basically, chapter 1 through to chapter 9 is half 1, the first half, and then from chapter 9 onwards is the second half. And the way he signals that to us is because God speaks twice. The first time he speaks is at Jesus' baptism, right at the start. Luke chapter 3, sentence 22, it says, "A voice came from heaven, 'You are my son, whom I love, with you I am well pleased.'" And then the second time that God speaks from heaven is in Luke chapter 9, sentence 35. And there it says, "A voice came from the cloud saying, 'This is my son, whom I've chosen, listen to him.'" And those two times that God speaks gives us the framework of how Dr. Luke has arranged his account. What interests me is the slight difference in what is said. Did you notice it? In Luke 9, there's the addition of the little phrase, "Listen to him." Listen to what Jesus has to say to you. Don't ignore him. Don't fail to pay attention, but listen carefully to what Jesus is saying. So what is Jesus saying? What is it right now at this point in Luke chapter 9 that is being underlined as we need to hear from him? Well, we don't need to speculate. Jesus made it obvious. Luke recorded it accurately. Jesus says it twice, either side of God's command to listen to Jesus. First of all, in sentence 21 of chapter 9, it says, "The Son of Man," this is Jesus speaking, so it's a self-referral, "the Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders, the chief priests and the teachers of the law. He must be killed and on the third day be raised to life." And then, just afterwards, sentence 44, Jesus says, "Listen carefully to what I'm about to tell you. The Son of Man is going to be delivered into the hands of men." See, the key thing that we're meant to really listen and understand revolves around Jesus' death and then his resurrection. They are the very crux of who Jesus is and what he came to do. And so I want to invite you particularly today to listen carefully to Jesus and hear him say, you need to trust in my death. You need to trust in my resurrection. That is the thing that he's underlining. And if you've already done that, if you've already trusted in Jesus and his death and his resurrection for you, then listen to him as he tells you to tell others about that. How can you pass that message on to other people? Because God himself says, listen to this as it comes out of Jesus' words. It must be important, mustn't it?